Hello and welcome. How are you all today? I am a little bit later than I sort of would have expected, would have liked, but I am here for the next few hours. I was not about yesterday, it's very busy, but good to see you all in today's live stream. We will be absolutely smashing through this Thunderhawk today. I'd like to get all the pieces completely filed if I can. We might run over. I might have a second live stream a little bit later on in the day. Still haven't got my new lamp or anything like that, so we're just going to have to make do for a while. But I know exactly the lamp that I want to get now, so that's great. I've got a couple of other things that are coming that are supporting the channel. As always, thank you so much for everyone's support recently, everyone that's using the Element Games affiliate link, and you know, all kinds of things. So yeah, thank you so much. Right, let's crack on. It's a nice sort of chilled, relaxed live stream today. I probably will be going for another live stream tomorrow. It is Warhammer Wednesday, but Thursday I might too. We'll see. Just kind of want to start that Lego though. Like, I might do that after Christmas, like next week. I should get the new lamp by then. But I know, right? I know. I think it's gone by quite quick. Like last week went by pretty quick. I did think about live streaming later in the day. I might do that today. We'll see how it goes. It would be nicer for my American friends. And also really in the UK, most people finish work at 5, don't they? 5 or 6. Or they've got back. I'm just going to put these, whoa, that's the first drop of the stream. I'm just going to put these to one side. Today, as I always look at it, each piece complete, even if it takes you 5 or 10 minutes, you don't have to then go back to it. It's then done. In the grand scheme of things, this Thunderhawk has what, 80, 90 pieces, if that. The parts that'll take you the longest are like the weapons usually, because they have flash in between, they have the mould lines and slippage, and also the big pieces sometimes. There's just a lot of area to cover with those. It's very true. Tuesday is better than Monday. Sometimes Mondays can drag, right? Like, oh. Yeah, thinking of making a Titan build guide sort of February time. I usually take a little bit of time off in February as well, so I don't know whether it'll be like fully committed like this one, sort of every day and, you know, 3 hours at a time. I like to keep my streams about 3 hours, 2 hours I feel just isn't enough for what I want to get done, and 4 hours is just way too long. You know, I don't do this as a job. This is all like as a hobby itself. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here for like 8 hours a day and live stream it, because I do talk a fair bit in it as well. Oh right, okay. There's like a disease or something going on. Yeah. How many more hours do you think you've got left for the Thunderhawk? I'd probably say like 6, maybe, if that. If I don't get all the pieces cleaned up and finished today in these 3 hours, I'll definitely do it in the next 3 hours. It's just the magnetisation I'm a bit unsure about, because I never made that magnet order in the end, so I'm running low on the old magnets. So that might be a bit of a speed bump, but I'll build what I can. You know, I've got videos on how I magnetised that Thunderhawk, so it's not, you know, the end of the world, is it? But yeah, probably about 6 hours maybe. It's like I said, that one took me 2 days, and I didn't rush it. I just sort of went through the amount of time it took, but that was like 2 solid days of me just, you know, from sort of 9 o'clock in the morning till very late, and then the same the next day. So you know, and this is a special one, this one. Yeah. But thank you for your question. Thank you, Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Please do put in the comments of this live stream, you know, what you're working on, what you're building on, if you've got the week off. I know a couple of you have now. Quite lucky. I know that also, which is fair enough, some people don't take any time off at Christmas. They sort of work up until the holiday, like Christmas Eve, and even Christmas Eve itself, just like, it's usually like a shorter day, isn't it? So that they can kind of bank their annual leave and holiday when the weather's nicer. I totally get that. I totally understand why, you know. And typically it's colder, so you're in the office or you're at work and they have the heating on things, so that can definitely save you a bit for next year. The thing is, it's been quite mild recently here in England and Norfolk. It did get up to sort of double figures. Yeah, saying 27, but clearly it's not 27. That's just the temperature right near my wrist. Can you imagine 27? Oh, well, I know that I wouldn't be sticking to this chair anymore, so that's great, because I swapped the chair. Whereas the other one I would. So glad to see the back of that, but it did its job, served very well. Yeah, that's fair enough, Matt. Yeah. That's another thing, isn't it? Depends on like which industry you're in. Things. I guess retail is quite busy, and the service industry definitely. And here in the UK, the service industry and banking are the 2 biggest sectors. So yeah. yeah, as I say, it's always good to find out what you guys are working on. If you're painting anything, my New Year's resolution is, I guess not really for myself, but it's more for the channel, and that is to do more live stream painting. I felt that the live stream painting that I did do was definitely a big motivator in me picking up a brush again. I mean, I'm not in any rush to build this Thunderhawk whatsoever. There's no games. I don't need to, you know, it's still gonna... Will I even display it after I built it? Probably I will, yeah, probably. I mean, it's going to be the same colour as that one, black. It's not like I'm going to paint it salamanders or gold. For Custodes, if Custodes could take them. Narratively, I would let them have one. I'd let them have a Stormbird too. I mean, they're Custodes at the end of the day. So, big news since the last time I spoke to you all about the Henry Cavill and the Amazon and Warhammer 40k. So, well, I did the news and pre-order video, didn't I? So, covered it a little bit in that. You're finishing up your Swarmlord, nice one. Oh, cool. That sounds good. Yeah, I think that's one of the big features at Warhammer Fest now, is to take your models and game and things. Managed to catch the live stream again, Aaron. Oh, nice one. Thank you. Someone else say, oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. I like to kind of think that I give sort of unbiased opinions, quite raw opinions on their products and things. I mean, I don't get sent anything from them for free or for early, and you know, if I don't think a kit's worth it, I will say, or if I think it's a bit too much, because they're all expensive anyway, aren't they? But yeah, it allows me to have the freedom of saying those things. But pretty much, if you see any videos of unboxings or first looks at codexes or new models, and that you know, those videos are out before they're released, then it's biased. That's the way I look at it, because you know, they're getting stuff for free and early. It's very difficult for them to say any negative things, and if they do, really pay attention, because they will do it in kind of a subtle way, in that oh, I wish that this would be better, or I wish that it would come with that, rather than this is very expensive and it's not worth the money. And you know, they're quite obvious sort of negatives. They will turn the negatives into a positive. So yeah, and they've probably been doing that for quite a while, so they're quite experienced in turning those negatives into positives, so, or wording them into positives. You see that with a lot of other reviewers and things. It's almost like avoiding being negative, because, well, it's free stuff, you know. Like, even though this Thunderhawk was donated, I've bought one with my own money, so I will say, you know, negative parts of this kit if and when I see them, really. And I did with that one, and the Stormbird in particular. I mean, God, if you got the money for either or, get the Thunderhawk. Like, again, if you got the money for a I mean, the Thunderhawk is so much more cheaper than a Warlord Titan, and it's much more iconic. The Mars pattern Warlord is, it's like a really new kit, really new to look at. Other than if you go back and look at all the, you know, the old school Beetle warlords from the old game, which they're kind of loosely based on. If anything, before the Mars pattern, the Lucius was more iconic. But the Thunderhawk has been with us for well over 20 years, 30 years probably, even more. I'm not sure. I'm kind of apprehensive about the Overlord, the Primaris super heavy flyer. I'm pretty apprehensive about that. I just can't see it being as iconic, which is fine. We get quite a few iconic vehicles and units in fiction, don't we? Land Raider is another one, you know. I wouldn't mind doing one of that. I've always thought about doing one of those lists, you know, where a ranking table with the, you know, the numbers of difficult kits to not so difficult. I feel like I'm experienced enough to do that now. Well, for the past few years at least. You know, I wouldn't mind doing that. That would be quite a cool little video for me to do. And then sort of like you've got god tier kits like the Manta is a bit of a pain, and the, you know, Warhound and Reaver, they're like god tier, and then any kind of hybrid kits are a bit lower. Ones with beautiful CAD instructions and great tolerances like this one and the Warlord, they're kind of not so difficult, but they're difficult in terms of there's a lot of pieces and dry fitting and things. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try and pack as much content as I can. Some of the older videos, maybe not. And I know that I could edit the absolute hell out of my videos, but do you really want to see like B-reel footage and 6 different camera angles of like unboxing some Space Marines? No. If I could, you know, I could spend like 10-20 hours editing one unboxing video of some Space Marines, but then you're not going to get any more videos for that week. You just get one video a week. It'll be a nice video, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather cover all the new releases and things that week, which it's a struggle for me to do anyway. You know, straight after this I have to review Corswain and the Death Guard Praetors, which have been out over a month, haven't they? Severely lacking in getting those out. But hopefully I've got the Techno-Archaeologist out quite soon for you. Do you have any thoughts on this year's Christmas boxes? Yeah, they're just awful. I had plenty of thoughts on them in the 2 videos that I made of them a couple of weeks ago. I think, well, they sold out, but you know, you go on eBay and you can see them for like £600-700, so it's questionable whether the boxes being sold out actually went to, you know, people that really wanted them, or whether they just went to, you know, resellers. But nonetheless, they were sold out, so take that as you will. I do think it was a mistake bundling like £100 miniatures in a battle force. I mean, I'd call it like a big starter set more than anything, or a character army. I'd call it something other than a battle force. For me, a battle force is just like a big selection of loads of different units, and it always has been. But I think it was a mistake this year. We'll see what they do for next year if they bundle in the characters again, because what you're doing is you're kind of fragmenting the collectors who already have those big expensive minis. They're not gonna they're not going to go for them again. Heck, I didn't even go for the Mechanicus one because of Belisarius, and that's only like a £30–40 character. But I suppose they're great if you were on the fence of collecting a certain army like Death Guard, and you know, it's a cheaper way of you picking up a load of discount, especially if you get it from Element Games, if you use the affiliate link, you know, and then you use some of your crystals as well. You're getting probably 60–70% off of buying the miniatures separate, which is a huge saving. And I always say, you know, use the crystal codes during the year if you're buying your models, and then bank them, and then just use them all up on the battle forces at the end, because you know, with their discount it's about 50%, but then with your crystals you're saving even more. The only gamble with that is we don't really know what factions the battle forces will be for, and also their contents. But now that they've got the character ones out of the way, I'm hoping they'll go back to the normal reinforcement battle forces of previous years. We can hope. I probably will toddle off in a little while just to get a cup of tea. Mince pie maybe. I've already had one today, so probably skip the mince pie, have something else. Because we are like at that lunchtime kind of period. I know it's a bit awkward today, but yeah, no worries, Matt. I'd strongly advise you to do that. I mean, I was at university, and I think the first year I was working for Games Workshop, so got a healthy discount. But yeah, I was working while at uni, and I was still buying a couple of miniatures and things back then. God, we're going back a bit now. But yeah, you know, if tuition fees are what are they now, like 9–10 grand a year? Yeah, if you're going to be like 30 grand a year plus your actual accommodation loan, which is what, 3 or 4 grand, what's that, like 40–50 grand in debt at the end of it, you might as well have a bit of fun, right? You know, the only thing with the buying Warhammer and doing Warhammer while you're at uni or college or whatnot is it's just a time sink. You know, it's great. I say it's great for summer, but during the summer you want to be working that whole summer, getting your income tax free, because you're a full-time student. But at the same time, it's just a time sink. And however, you know, if you buy a model or you're doing your hobby, that should kind of temper you from going out a lot more, and going out, and you know, that's another sort of thing to sort of spend your money on. You can easily spend a fair amount going out drinking and, you know, making memories. I mean, it's difficult to get that balance, really. And also there's a bit of peer pressure as well from all your other peers. Oh, fair enough. Yeah. How are you handling resin dust while filing? Isn't it quite... You're the doctor, Red Fox. I'm still here. I've been handling resin for well over 20 years. So yeah, let's get rid of the fear mongering and things. It's plastic at the end of the day. If you're getting like you know, recasts and things, you don't know what's going in with all those. I will use a mask to everybody's sort of disappointment, probably your own as well. When I use the big parts, like for the smaller parts, it's very small dust. So I tend not to worry too much. I've done character models and things like that. So yeah, that's just me though. It's, you know, you living in a city will do you more harm than any of this. So if you do live in a city, just bear that in mind. Also, when you go outside, there's the sun. There's that big, humongous, not big, it's gigantic nuclear fission power plant that is responsible for all life on the Earth. And you also take the risk there when you go outside. So everything in moderation, I'd say. Last time I dealt with resin was probably, I'm trying to think, maybe a character model. probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, and I did a little bit of filing last week on the live stream on the Friday. What was that for? That was just a few of these parts. Today I'm going to crack through it, but when I start to get to the bigger parts, then I'll use a mask, yeah. But health and safety, it's up to you, isn't it? Oh, nice one, Matt. Yeah, no, that sounds good, yeah. Exactly, Red Fox. If you know, if you're completely worried about that, I mean, the thing about carcinogens and cancer is it's random. Like anyone can get it. You can smoke until you're 94 and not get it. Likewise, you could deal with resin, you know, and be perfectly fine or not. I mean, yeah, it's that. It's up to you. It's your. If you don't fancy filing resin and you know you're really conscious about it, that's fine. But you probably could die of something, you know, less obvious. I don't know, but yeah. Best thing is trying not to get stomach ulcer about worrying about things like that. I mean, yeah, it's completely up to you. If you want to like scrape it, use an X-Acto knife, that's fine. For me, I don't think that gives the best polish. You can't get every mold line off, every you know, slippage and things just from that. Like with plastic as well with the mold lines. But it's completely up to you. Exactly. Everything in moderation, Matt. Yeah. I mean, not that I want to try it, but if you had all of this filed, and you breathed it in, then yeah, I don't think that's gonna do you any good. But it depends on, like, you know, how hard you file it as well, and how small the particles are. But yeah, you will see the most amount of resin particles I get is not actually from filing. It's from when you drill for the magnets. This is really useful information. When you're drilling like barrel holes with a electric drill, or magnets for the Titans, or even sawing, you create so much more dust and it's finer. So I would either do that outside or use a mask. On this channel, I've never like sawn big pieces or drilled. Like, you've never seen me drill for magnets, not really, without wearing a proper mask and things. I mean, it's up to you if you want to use one of those paint extractor fans or something like that, if you wanted to do it that way. But then you're getting dust in your kind of paint area, aren't you? But yeah, I have built literally hundreds of Forge World models. Yeah, it's whatever you feel comfortable with, really. It's like when you're driving a car, you know. I know people are comfortable not wearing a seatbelt. It's the law, but some people are comfortable not wearing one, whether you're going off-roading or whatever. Some people are perfectly comfortable smoking, drinking, spending long hours in the sun without any sun cream. It's personal choice, isn't it, really? Right, so we are getting through these quite well. Didn't even start my stopwatch, did I, today? I suppose I should. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. Oh dear. You got allergic to super glue? That's crazy. How did you even get allergic to super glue? Like, were you touching super glue? Crazy. Or is it like the smell or... Yeah. Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, exactly. That's up to you. Some parts you might need to go over with a knife again. Yeah, I'm thinking of a Doredio Dreadnought. I've priced it up and things, but they're about £80 or so. So it's a bit of a... I just want to get one before they release them in plastic. I'm sure they will. You know, now that we've seen the Typhon and things. And obviously they've done the Leviathan Dreadnoughts and whatnot. Oh God, that sounds awful, yeah. I did not know that. No worries. Oh wow. I was not aware of that, Red Fox. Red Fox. That's really interesting. Crazy, isn't it? Like all these allergies and things going about. People getting allergies to... I did not know you could get allergic reactions to super glue. That's crazy. Because I mean, it's not naturally occurring, is it? If you see what I mean, like, I would have thought it's only something that's natural, like, you know, food types like nuts and shellfish and you know, things like that. Like, didn't think that you could get... I wonder like if you can get allergic to other like man-made substances. Really odd. Well, you can, can't you? Like, is it paracetamol? You can get allergic to. Yeah, I just remembered. That's not naturally occurring, kind of, is it? Hey, yes, Matt. Yeah, I think there will be. I think it's on its way, isn't it? Important note, though. Zero mentioned to me that they've taken all the Space Marine bikes down off Forge World's website, so they are the next things to come. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but thank you, Zero, for giving me a heads up on that. I think that's fine, that missile. It's been a bit longer on the missiles, actually. Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah. It's almost like your body saying, nope, I've had enough of this. Can't deal with it. That's it anymore. And we're going to have some problems. I'd like to look into allergies and things a bit more in terms of like our immune systems being overreactive and hypersensitive as well. I mean, they even do that with our own bacteria in our body, don't we? With like Crohn's and things. So, yeah. Yeah, plastic bikes will be good. One of the reasons why I haven't even, resin bikes or Forge World bikes, not even on the radar. Never have been on the radar for me. I get too blindsided by like random things like rapier batteries and cool looking tanks. Although I am slowing down with purchasing Games Workshop and Forge World items at the moment, just because I'm trying to invest a bit more into the channel for everyone. So if you spot that some of the videos are from, models and products for quite a few months or even years ago, then that is the reason why. You'll think, oh well, Super mentioned it in his stream that he'll be unboxing and reviewing older minis that he bought a while ago. Yes, I will, and that is because of the added investment into the channel. Yeah, this is what I want. Bit green stuff, because there's a couple of air bubbles, right? I think all Forge World models should come with a pot of liquid green stuff. Oh, yep. It's one of these things, isn't it? Well, I need to get that. There's quite a few of you now, so hello and welcome. It depends. It's just different material, isn't it? Plastic. They all do their different things, per weight, it's there's a lot more profit that Games Workshop can get, and again, is a lot of profit good? Don't know. Kind of, I think it leads to them chasing profit rather than just, but I guess they can take more risks. You'd like to think that they can take more risks. It's probably one of the main reasons why we've got Necromunda and Adeptus Titanicus and Blood Bowl, actually. It's because of their profits. So yeah, it's good for them, sort of long term, but short term it's a big cost. Those injection molds are hundreds of thousands of dollars each. are they easier to make now? I don't know. I mean, they seem to be making a lot of different plastic miniatures at this point. This looks hard. No, it's not. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. This is probably like a 7, maybe an 8, maybe, if you factor in the magnets. It's not a 9 or a 10 though, but it's definitely not suitable for children. Firstly, over 15s, and I would always suggest if you're thinking about getting one of these, get some other resin miniatures. I'm not just talking about characters. I'm talking about like dreadnoughts or knights or tanks, like full resin tanks. As experience, build up your resin craft, as I've coined it. Because if you go straight into this and buy it, well, I don't know, you might have some difficulties, or you might overlook parts because you're just not used to the material. Doesn't have a huge number of parts, probably about 80 or so. So a lot fewer than the sort of 200 300 parts that the War Master has. But yeah. Dark Angel's torsos haven't been back on made to order. No, I don't think they have. Red Fox, no. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't know. You know why you're getting the 3D printing lines, don't you? Because they've 3D printed their molds. So they're not 3D printing the models, they're 3D printing the molds. And then you're getting like the little layering from the molds themselves rather than the actual 3D printing. But when you spray them, they disappear. So you're only seeing them in the sort of resin. So take that as you will. I think, well, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think your biggest issue, as you say, is the dust, and also you being allergic to super glue. But I don't know. You might have a long list of reasons why, but to avoid them. But you, as you say, you've already got 3 Horus Heresy armies in resin, so you know. Yeah, it is easier than the Storm Raven. The Alpha. What's the Alpha model? Sorry, what's Alpha? Is that Alfarius? Are you talking about Alfarius? I'm not sure. I'm not sure which Primarchs they have. I couldn't see any 3D printing like layering on the Lion or Khan, and Khan is the newest. Alfarius came out, what, 3 years ago or so? I'll just say master model then, like. Interesting. I think it's just guesswork. Unless you've been in there and you see what they do, which none of us have, then it's total guesswork. And also I'd like to see proof as well. Like if people say, right, this one is definitely 3D printed for the master model, or it's just 3D printed for the actual mold itself, then yeah, proof, basically. Proof, blood brush. Yeah, give me some proof, and that's fine. Otherwise, it's just words on the screen, isn't it? You know. I mean, if you're going to these events and things, guys, it might be worth like talking to them, to the people that are actually sort of making these models and things. And I don't know whether they can disclose those kind of production methods and things, but yeah. Otherwise, it's just another thing that people are using as a list, as a reason to not go anywhere near resin models. So easy to do that. One of the easiest things is to find excuses to deny yourself nice looking models, you know. I haven't had any issues with the Primarchs. I've done loads of videos and things on them. The Cenobian though, on a couple of the, if you've watched those live streams, or even the review, I haven't done a review, have I? Maybe I mention it in the review. It's actually quite a good thing for you to, yeah, bring up. I don't know if it's like a deal breaker though. I would have thought there'd be other ones, really. Yeah, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I think each to their own. You know, yeah, there's positives and negatives to working with both. I mean, for plastic, forgive me if I'm wrong. Well, this is my opinion actually, but with plastic, I don't feel like I'm hobbying as much. Because with resin, I'm kind of more engaged with every piece. Like I'm shaving more off. I say correcting it. It feels like I'm building and creating. Whereas plastic, I'm just getting rid of injection mold lines and spending 3 or 4 times longer on a model that I could easily and quicker build in resin. So yeah, I don't know whether I'd prefer one over the other. I think they both offer their own sort of experiences. And yeah, you know, price can come into it for some people as well. But you know, you look at the plastic dreadnought and it, you know, the Contemptor, and it can end up costing you a fair amount more than the resin. And obviously the biggest resource is time, isn't it? You know, so all the resin kits all the plastic kits, sorry, taking you longer. That's time that you can't work. That's time that you can't chill out and do other things. It's time that you can't paint. I mean, that's the biggest, most expensive, most valuable resource, isn't it, really? Oh yeah, totally agree. Yeah, the mixed hybrid kits, the plastic resin ones, like the Storm Eagle and Fire Raptor, they're just awful. Even like the Fell Blade and the Falchion and things, they're a bit, yeah, not a fan of those at all. But then again, if they made it all in resin, you know, I can see why they do it. They had the Baneblade in resin to begin with, and then they completely turned it into plastic. And yeah, I see where they're coming from. They've got plastic parts on a sprue that they've spent on the injection mold and things. But you know, so why not use them rather than making resin Baneblade tracks again? But yeah, there is a kit though, which is a hybrid kit, which I really like, and it's probably a rare, I say a rare kit, and that's the Moiraxes. The Moiraxes are an absolute joy to build, and they're a hybrid kit, and I really like them. Yes, they're expensive, but yeah, they're just awesome, and the CAD instructions as well are fantastic. So I would recommend those as the only hybrid kit. I'm trying to think of others. Where did I just drop that? Oh, It's hit the Thunderhawk. Oh dear. Oh, nice one. Well, I try. People are going to disagree, and that's absolutely fine too. You know. But I'm definitely coming into this debate and conversation with sort of 25, 30 years of experience, and I'd probably say built most of the Forge World range, yeah, at this point. So I definitely have some experience. I don't want to build a Manta though. Please, nobody donate a Manta to the channel. Drop pods. Yeah. Which ones are you talking about? The Dreadclaw, because is the Charybdis all resin? I know that the Dreadnought drop pod is, and that's lovely. I'd like to get 2 of those for all my Leviathans. That would be a nice thing to do. You're building your first resin army for Horus Heresy. Besides having to work with items, resin is great to... Yeah, it's a variety, isn't it? It is a variety. Your YouTube vids always at a really low sound level. What? No, I put them at -9 decibels because if they're not, then the peaks go above the threshold to distort. So I do drop them by a few decibels. That way you can turn your volume up and it not affect the sound quality. So yeah, I do definitely change the sound levels on them to tolerable levels for distortion. So yeah, it's might be a bit different coming from another video, but if you're watching, what that means is if you're watching all of my videos, like in a playlist or something, you can keep them at one volume. On this, I have no control of the equalizer or anything like this right now. Like I can't control how loud or quiet my voice is. I'm wearing a lav mic right now, but I haven't really noticed much difference between that and the devices microphones. I think this mic is better, sounds nicer. But we'll be improving all those things next year. 2023 is a year for painting and improving the channel. Try and get my lamp soon, promise. Because this lamp is, I think what it is just the angle, and rather than coming straight from above. But that would be fantastic for reviews as well. If I get a lamp set up, then I won't need to constantly set up the other lamp that I've got. Especially at this time of the year, I notice it hugely. You're on the fence about buying yourself a Thunderhawk. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. It's fantastic kit. It's my favourite kit out of all of them. So, yeah, no worries. Charybdis is all resin. The Dreadclaw is mixed. Yeah, if I got a Dreadclaw, I'd probably only ever get one. And that is the same for the Charybdis, actually. Charybdis is huge, isn't it? It's like £200 or so. It's a big kit. If you ever get to see one in person. The pictures on the store don't really do it justice, I don't think. What would I put in there? Knight Cenobian for boarding actions? I don't know. They'd teleport, wouldn't they? Probably. So the thing about teleportation though, don't you need to remove the void shields to do that? I'm quite sure you do. Or am I just thinking of like Star Trek? Lovely. Let's see if I can clean up these a little bit better. Take it to the next level. Some ghost slippage. That's where a ghost has come along and just shaken the mould. No, it's not. Any more missiles? No. Good. But I do need to finish this and then we'll move on a bit more. We're making a good dent, guys, I tell you. I wouldn't mind finishing the doors today. As I say, every piece down, we're getting closer. Yeah, that one too. We are getting closer. I'd say these are a pain, but I've kind of done a lot for those. Took a fair amount of time on them. What's everyone doing on their holidays then? For this Christmas break? Are you having much of a Christmas break this year, or are you working it all? Be good to hear from you what your plans are. Will you be playing lots of video games? Will you be watching lots of movies, eating lots of food? You know, you might even be on your break now, like myself. Okay. Oh. Hello, Sampler. How you doing? How you doing? You enjoy all the dancing around the sunlight beams in your unboxing. Okay. You've got a Charybdis. Ah, okay. It's a chunky kit. Yeah, bigger than a Spartan. Yeah. Has anyone built an Orion or Ares? Yes, obviously I have built an Ares. No, it's an Orion, isn't it? Sorry. Is it possible to magnetize them in such a way that the not really, no, not really. I wish it was, because it's such a nice detailed interior, like the Coronis grav tank too. You know, they're lovely kits. You got to drive all the way up from Cornwall to Sheffield. Ooh, that sounds good, Celtic Wonder. That sounds really, really good. The Warhammer World bit. I hope the weather's all right for you. It's quite mild right now, isn't it? I think. Well, here in Norfolk. But I hope the weather's kind, and you know, for your Christmas break, nothing worse than it being, you know, snowy or icy here in the UK, because everything sort of grinds to a halt. You know, just makes the journey more. Can I use the word trepidatious? Can I use that? Probably not, but I will. Yep, I haven't been to Warhammer World since all summer. I didn't go all summer. I was going to, but no. So that means that I need to go next year. But it probably won't be for a number of months. Because like I say, I've just invested a fair amount into the channel. Hopefully you'll see the fruits of that labour soon. You got a good month off. You get a few games of Twilight Imperium. Oh, nice one, nice one. You're driving to your girlfriend's. Oh, that's cool. That's good. Always good to spend time with partners, family, especially if they, do Christmas as well. You can enjoy their food, spend time with them. That's really nice. A couple of days off at the moment. Just first and second Christmas Day free this year. Nice, nice. You're working Christmas Day, Andrew. Oh, what? What? I hope it's like triple pay though. Come on, surely it's triple pay. Have I ever worked Christmas Day? I know I'm sort of inflecting this back on myself, but I honestly don't think I've ever worked Christmas Day. No. No, I've been lucky. I've worked Christmas Eve, yeah, a number of times, but never Christmas Day. I guess it's because of all the places I have worked. They haven't really been open Christmas Day. That's the only reason. It's not like I'm avoiding it. Nor am I out and searching to work on a Christmas Day. Okay, put a bit green stuff in there, liquid green stuff. Oh yeah, nice one. Yeah, good luck with everything, Red Fox. Good luck. Oh right, okay, yeah. Oh, nice one, Andrew. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't really go to the sales. I used to quite a while ago, but it's a shame we don't get sales with Forge World and Games Workshop minis, though. Am I right? And a rewards scheme. I mean, you can get like I said on the last live stream, probably. We get rewards for buying coffees. Should really get rewards for buying £500 kits and things, I guess. It just would have been nice because obviously this was donated to the channel, so the guy that bought it would have been nice if he got the reward, like a reward scheme thing. Might even encourage more people to, because then it's not sort of like all, I say one way. I'm creating all of these videos and things because of it, so oh yeah, then that's fair enough, Aaron. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Oh wow. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. little bit of green stuff will go nicely in that shoulder pauldron. Not sure if you've seen anybody like Horus Heresy ify their Thunderhawks by changing the armour presets and things. I don't think it would be too difficult to do, really. You know, I guess you could just sort of clip the torso off and then put like iron armour or something. I'm just building this because, you know, it's just donated and things, so I'm building it with everything that it had. But if I was ever to get a third one up, which probably won't ever happen, but if I was, I'd be much more experimental in customizing it. So I would have loads more Legion chapter icons on there. I'd have different marks of armor for the Space Marines sat in there. Yeah, I'd definitely be more invested in the customization and accessorization, I guess. So we've been going for 40 minutes. So I've been going for a bit longer. Sorry about that. Let me try. It's saying 67, so yeah, actually we are due for a little break in about 20 minutes. Let's get that halfway through the stream break. It's always important because then I can come back a bit recharged. But I'm saving the mince pie for tomorrow. I didn't buy many this year, that's the thing. But I've had a lot less than previous years. Now, I'll probably say this size and bigger, wear a mask. I think Red Fox making good points there. But yeah, this size or bigger, I'd say go for the mask. Get myself down to Sainsbury's, the coconut, cherry and rum. Oh yeah. It's like a collection of ingredients, isn't it? And some pastry at that point. But yeah, I have not been to a Sainsbury's for quite a while. Months, in fact. So yeah, I guess it's time to find one. You had to Google what a mince pie is. Oh wow. Are mince pies just a British thing? Definitely a seasonal thing, sampler. We also have hot cross buns at Easter as well, but you can buy them all year round. Unlike mince pies. I mean, Can you imagine the drain on the NHS if we could have mince pies all year round? Probably the reason why they do it, you know. Well, if I had a shop, I'd sell mince pies all year round. And then I'd have sales on them in the summer, so that you can freeze them. Someone told me you could freeze mince pies, so yeah. Not sure frozen. Well, yeah, you can freeze pastry, can't you? I guess. So. No, I guess not. I guess not. There's probably lots of food that you'll tell me about that we've never heard over here. So. And then I guess this will be the same when we colonise lots of other planets as well. It's like, oh, have you tried that Earth muffin or whatever? Yeah, I was clearly born in the wrong century, wasn't I? But that's a lot of things have to happen before that scenario can take place. But I surely hope it does. Yeah, quite nice parts. What I'm going to do is I'm really tempted to put all these in the box now, because I tend not to glue the retro thrusters until I've, I guess, finished the model. Like, I like to treat myself. No, honestly, if you glue them on now, it becomes pretty difficult when you're dry fitting and just squeezing the parts together, the big whole fuselage parts. So whenever I go to Warhammer World, you'll get one. Well, if you're there around Christmas time, you will, but I don't think they serve them all year round, so got to be quick, sampler. Maybe you go next year. You've never had a mince pie? What? The Earth muffin, yeah. Or a Mars muffin. Or Earth muffin top. Look at these big feet. Rocking in my chair. Okay, they're the exhaust thrusters, should I say. Those bits are going to be a bit of a pain. That bit is bent. Ooh, there's some flash as well. I wonder if I actually did do that on that Thunderhawk, where I put the blade in and then cleaned every single bit of flash in all those 6 joins. Oh, actually there's 12. Hello. 2 sets of stairs, of course. I probably did, you know, knowing me, but I'm going to think that I did. I don't want to like go crazy and have a look in there right now. Yeah, it's just a Christmas thing, mince pies, yeah. And when I say mince, it's not actually like mince meat. It's not a meat pie. There's a number of ingredients that go in a mince pie, other than like the pastry. They contain, well, I say mince meat. It's like satsumas and apples and a bit of lemon. It's like dried food. Like it's strange because it's got the word meat in, but it's a mixture of dried fruit, spices, spirits, sometimes beef, suet. I can't remember how you say it. I think it's suet, but that's not always the case. But yeah, that's the original. And they do last quite a long time as well, so that's great. Just read a few more of your comments. Yeah, meat, fruit. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it can. Like, because you think, oh, it's mince pie, and then you associate mince with mince meat, and it's not actually meat. They're not meat pies. They're sweet. So yeah, it's kind of like a little pudding, really. I guess it's like a little, like a little apple pie, but with like sultanas and things in. They just go lovely with a cup of tea. Well, I mean, let's face it, everything goes well with a cup of tea. I mean, you know. Very true, Ed. Very true. Good to see you as well. Thank you for sorting that thing out. I got the emails and things, so I appreciate that. I was trying to work out like cost and PayPal and things like that, and I think it works out about the same. So you probably understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll send you an email just to sort of confirm and things. But no, I appreciate that. Thank you. That was a bit of a faff, wasn't it? But luckily, they're really good. Those people there at the place. Just having a coded conversation with Ed. Sorry, guys, but I will. I'll send you an email. Right, we're cracking through this. I don't know where Kriegsman is, the man of the hour, the guy that donated this miniature, this mini, huge. I can't think of another one, but anyway, this model to the channel. So thank you, Kriegsman. I always want to say thank you. I am giving it the love and care and attention that it needs. I'm not rushing it. I hope this is fun and informational and helpful to anyone either thinking about getting a model this size in resin or Thunderhawk. It's my favourite model that 4 will make, so you know I can't recommend it enough. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it'll go together very nicely too. It's such an iconic model too, as well. So yeah. I mean, even if it's a you take this video as a I didn't really expect there to be so much work involved in that Thunderhawk. You know, this is Super's 4th 3-hour videos, 12 hours, and he hasn't even glued anything yet. I am talking a lot, which is what I do. Yeah, if anything, it kind of highlights that these are big projects. You know, this is what probably the I'm trying to think. Is it the 6th most expensive model? I think 6th. You got the Warlord, the Tau Manta, the Nemesis, the Reaver, the Stormbird, then the Reaver, and then this, I think. Oh no, you got the Phantom Titan as well, haven't you? Oh, okay, so it's probably like the 7th then. But out of all of those, I'd build this, hands down. It's the quickest, easiest to build. As I say, I built the first one in 2 days. So if you put your mind to it, you can do that. But this one, I'm taking my time. Just give you an idea of what's involved in these big kits. Oh, good, thank you. I appreciate that, Sampler. Thanks, Ed, as well. Yep. It's a Space Marine vehicle at the end of the day. It's going to be very quick to paint. Painting, you could paint this quicker than you... It's one of these models where, like all Space Marine vehicles, they generally take longer to build than to paint. Because of all the flat paneling and things, and you can use an airbrush, and I hope to get an airbrush one day. When I get this other hobby area sorted out, I'll have room and the ability to have that feature. Then you'll definitely see some more painting videos. Now there is a slight air bubble there, so we will just tackle that right now. It's a very, very small air bubble, but what are we doing? Yeah, okay, just give you like a 5-minute warning. I will be just grabbing a cup of tea and a little bit of something to carry on. Meanwhile, a word from my sponsor today, my lovely Bay, this troll hag. She is supporting this video. She supports me every day. She motivates me. She gets me up in the morning. You know, just such a beautiful lady. And I'm so pleased that she's supporting this video. So thank you. That whole flying wing, I can already see in your head. Stormbird flanked by 2 Thunderhawks. Yes, Sampler. Yeah, that would be You guys are lucky too. I mean, she's a bit camera shy, you know. But I just say just let it all hang out, you know. Swing low, sweet chariots. That's what I say. Yeah, I should give her some support once in a while. But yeah, going back to your Ride of the Valkyries and things. Yeah, it's going to look great. I will do a video with all 3. You know, I will do a video with all 3. I'd like to pick up a second Xiphon before the plastic one drops, and sort of not build it, like keep it somewhere ready for the plastic. We all know we're going to get a plastic Xiphon Interceptor. You know, it's going to happen. It's a lovely kit anyway in resin. and I would like 6 of those minimum in the wing. So have 2 Thunderhawks, a Stormbird, and then 6 Siphons. At the moment, I've only got 1 Storm Eagle and 1 Fire Raptor. I'd like to increase the Storm Eagles to 3 and the Fire Raptors to 2 in total. So have 5 of those. I'm not going anywhere near them until they do a full plastic kit, which again, I'm quite sure we will get that. They might, I don't know whether they will have it as a combination kit, because there's a lot of extra different parts that the Fire Raptor has that the Storm Eagle doesn't. So I don't know whether it's viable for them to have both variants in there. They probably will do 2 completely separate kits, which is fine by me. Anything to get away with that from that hybrid. A T-Hag. Oh, a T-Hag. You wouldn't want her cups of tea. Probably smell like fish, and you don't want to know where she gets the milk from. You can see a Fire Raptor coming in plastic in a couple of years. Seems manageable. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think we've got the Typhon, we'll have the Cerberus coming in plastic, then we'll have the bikes. I think we'll have the Doredio. But I'm sure they have to have that Xiphon ready to go. Because I think that's something that we're crying out for, really, is a plastic flyer for Heresy. You know, I say the rules are in the Space Marine book, so are the Thunderhawk and Stormbird, but it's there. Yeah, the rules are there, ready for it. Okay, so this door is like the back door. I always found it a bit odd that they've got this, but I guess if you're taking a lot of fire from the front, like battle cannon fire, which is odd, because it would have probably taken out a lot of things already. Maybe you're taking battlement fire, again, I wouldn't land it, but it's a Thunderhawk, they can land it wherever they like. And you want to keep that frontal assault ramp closed. It's always great to have, you know, an access point or exit way that isn't the sides or the front, and that's what this is. Does it affect the structural integrity of the Thunderhawk? I don't know, they seem to kind of get away with things like this, but that's where it will go. I'm not going to glue it in right now because I can see this horrible like splodge of something there. Wondering if this is an Emperor's Children Thunderhawk at the no, I think it's not a Legion specific one, but yeah, so that will go there, but that door is pretty much ready to go. So that's once again, they used to make Legion specific doors for the Thunderhawk and for Land Raiders, and they do not anymore, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, and on that bombshell, I will be hopping off and just grabbing a cup of tea. Put these parts to one side. As you can see, the pile of parts being prepared is slowly, well, I say slowly, it's getting there, isn't it? We are getting there. I think after this cup of tea and whatever, we will, these are going to be tricky to do. And that not so much. I think by the end of this 3-hour live stream, we should have finished the majority of this. Should have. And this, normally you don't really sand this. I'll go through that in a bit. But okay, right. So I'm gonna just go grab a cup of tea. Maybe a mince pie, because I can get mince pies tomorrow. No, we're going to leave the mince pie for Warhammer Wednesday. I've already had one today. I'll be good. But I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, grabbing a... I'll be really specific here. There we go. Kriegsman. Good timing. I'll see you later. Wish I could pause the streams, you know. Like, if you can press pause and then BRB or something, but you can't. Come on, YouTube, you think you'd be able to do that. Anyway, catch you in a little bit, guys. Thank you for that. That's well needed. I think it's a good thing to do. Every sort of hour or so, if you get yourself a drink or just get up from the hobby desk and the chair, have a bit of a stretch. I think that's good for you. Kriegsman, how you doing? Oh, sounds good. Oh, okay. So those people that are on Biscuit Watch, Biscuit Watch UK, I had McVitie's chocolate digestive, but they got caramel in. They're so messy. Not quite like Cadbury's Flake chocolate bar messy or Ripple messy, but they are, yeah, they're a bit messy. Right, let's crack on then. As always, if you've just tuned in, why not post a comment? Let us know what you're working on while I'm working on this. Yeah, they're no mince pie though. I'll tell you that. So close to picking it up. So close. You just joined and you're loving the mini boggling. Good, good. You'll find his rules in the new Chaos Demons Codex, I think. He's my proxy great unclean one. No, I found a load of mini boglins in the attic. I've got these ones. I've got one that you put your hand all the way up and you like manipulate it. Then do you remember those other little boglins as well? The hard plastic ones. I've got a box of them. I don't know how well the plastic has held up. You know, plastic can go a bit funny over the years. I'm finding out. Oh, and batteries can too. If you've got any old phones and things, make sure they're not like hidden away because the batteries can just explode. Don't mean to, you know, concern anyone, but if you've got any old phones, please take the batteries out and get rid of the batteries. If you can do such a thing. I mean, phones nowadays, very difficult. Remember, you know, just used to be like a fun thing to do, didn't it? It's just take your back off your phone and take your battery out and things. You know, didn't really think much of it. Ironic, isn't it, that the phones where the batteries lasted the longest you could just remove and easily replace, but yet nowadays the phones that don't, you know, batteries don't last as long, that you do need to replace, aren't as easily replaceable. I guess it's because they just jam pack so much in, and all these phones are like waterproof this, dustproof this, and you know, I guess it's that. Are they higher capacity as well? Maybe that's another reason. It's a bit more unstable. I don't know. If you just tuned in, I am building Thunderhawk Gunship for the Space Marines, for the Dark Angels. after building the Boglin edition over there. You're just Christmas shopping. What are you Christmas shopping? Are you out and about watching the stream and chatting, or are you at home online Christmas shopping? You doing an art piece? Oh, nice one. Hey, you used to collect the big ones when you were a kid. You're up in the loft right now. Oh, well, please be careful up there, please. You're probably listening to my voice rather than watching, but yeah, please be careful. You don't want to be, you know, calling up the NHS at the moment. God, oh, what a nightmare, right? What a nightmare. Please, everybody be safe at the moment. There are all these strikes and things. You know, take care of yourselves. Really. Maybe you're not British. Maybe I was just assuming. But yeah, I went up the attic the other day. I found so much treasure. You know, so much. Like a special video I'm going to be releasing soon about some of the treasure I found up there. Micro machines. I mean, I'd completely forgotten about micro machines. You can almost like sort of like reflect and see where one's collecting tendencies have been grown from, really. And I think for me that was a kid collecting various toys, whether it be micro machines or Mad Max. Do you remember Mad Max? Yeah. Pogs as well. Boglins. I mean, what did Boglins actually do? Like, did they have cards and stats? I think they did, didn't they? I'm trying to think about it. And then you had the little models that, or the little Boglins that came with the cards, I think. And then Tazos, and then, yeah, sort of going back to back down memory lane, really. Before video games were such a huge thing that they are now, I think. You had a lot more physical toys, I think, back then. I'd like to say this doorway's done, but I can always test it out. Oh, like a glove. Quite happy with that, but it's always good to do something like that, because then you can see if there's like an imperfection on the front panel, which there is. Okay. Not for you. Boglins are up there though. Oh, right, okay. Would you really, Brandon? It'll take you a lot longer to build, my friend, and it's probably be a similar price as well. So unless it's like you built some resin and you're not a big fan of the resin and you just would rather build plastic, then yeah, I kind of understand that a bit. But at the moment the box would be huge. You know, this piece right here, I don't know, how many pieces would it be? Well, that would be separate. I don't know whether that'd be one separate part. Would it be layered as well, or would there be a gap in there, and then would that piece be a different part? And then would that be a separate piece, or would that glue onto there? How would you get all of that detail? Would you have an injection mold just for that? And we're just talking about one wing. I mean, yeah, I think we've got a ways to go. Could be a bit of green stuff there though. We could use that. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd build up your experience with resin. Yeah, resin models aren't going away anytime soon. I mean, what, last year was it? It was 2020, I think. I want to say 2020, but it could have been 2021 for the Saber tank. I know there's a lot of Dark Angels released in resin, and then you had one of the biggest miniatures this year, Commander. You know, I know they're bringing out Angron, but could they, woulda, shoulda had Commander in it? You know, is this gunship Christmas? Is the gunship a Christmas present to yourself? No, it's not. It's a Christmas present from Kriegsman from last year. I'm very humbled and honoured that he bought me this fantastic model. So thank you so much. And it's kind of a you know, supporting the channel and appreciation of all the hard work I do. It's just me behind the camera. I do all of the videos. I buy all of the miniatures. So it's a massive appreciation. And I said if he was going to get me one, that I do all of the videos for it. And I keep to my word. So all of you guys can benefit from it in all different ways. Even if it's, I'm trying to find a positive here, even if it's for you to look at me building this and think, oh, this is it's too much. It's too much of a project. It's too much work. You know, I can wait. I can go without one. Or the other way, that you'll see how much fun I'm having building it, and you'll see it go together. And you kind of like appreciate yourself how much work goes into just one resin miniature and a boglin, you know. But yeah, so I'm sure people get their own sort of worth out of these videos, and it's all thanks to him. So I'm hugely humbled. No, my Christmas present to myself was the Lego Razor Crest. That was a Christmas present to myself. I'll be doing those live streams. I don't know whether this week, because if I've got the choice of, well, I should finish this, I say soon. It depends on how far we get with that pile. But I could see myself finishing this in the next couple of days quite easily, especially if I do multiple streams. Then I could build the Lego sort of over Christmas, like from Boxing Day onwards. I think I did do a live stream Boxing Day. But that's what I normally do. I normally treat myself to a big Lego kit every year and live stream that. Last year was the AT-AT, or AT-AT, and the year before was the Star Destroyer. Hoping next year it's the Death Star. If not, I'll probably pick up the Titanic, because that looks like a very enjoyable build. Does Forge World have stores like Games Workshop and England, or is it all online? It's all online, except for like the headquarters. So in Nottingham, that's where Games Workshop headquarters are. Games Workshop created Forge World. Forge World are not like some other extra different company or anything. They are an arm of Games Workshop, much like Black Library is and Citadel Paints. And so at their HQ in Nottingham, you do have a store where you can go and look at, they have an exhibition centre as well, so you can go and look at all of these painted and unpainted, and their store is big. If you're ever in the UK and you're still into the hobby, I can't recommend it enough. There are a few videos on the channel that I've made of the exhibition centre, so might be worth, because they have a load of displays out, dioramas should I say, that have taken them many months to create. There was talk of them selling Forge World models in the stores, but I think, one, packaging wise, you don't get any pictures of any of the models on any of the Forge World packaging. It's usually just the white boxes. So you'd really have to squint, or they'd have to change the boxes completely to have pictures of the models. And two, have you been in a Games Workshop? You know, there's barely enough room to swing a Thunderhawk, let alone stock more products on the shelves. Yeah, so it's a stocking space issue too. And also another thing is, they constantly tell me that their stores do other things than just sell miniatures. They're more of like a community gaming hub, and to kind of like get people into the hobby. They haven't quite realised that a lot of things that get people into the hobby are friends already doing the hobby, and all of this internet stuff. And no doubt the Amazon Henry Cavill thing will get a few more people in. So they operate a different function rather than just, you know, a place that sells things. That's what they tell me anyway. Because I'm always perturbed by them not selling any Forge World items. There's a few Forge World models that are on Games Workshop's web store though, which is fantastic, because normally you have to spend £75 or more. There's a free delivery price limit, purchase limit. So typically you have to spend £75 or more on Forge World to get free delivery. Whereas Games Workshop, if they sell them on there, I think it recently increased to 25. It might be 30. So it's a lot lower price point. So some of the Primarchs and things which are under 75, you can pick up from Games Workshop web store online and get you free shipping that way. Have you thought about that? What's the origin of Boxing Day? It's the day after Christmas Day. Why is it called Boxing Day? It's basically came from quite a while ago, sort of 1800s, where the rich used to box up gifts and give them to the poor. So that would be kind of like servants' day offs and things. So that's where it originated from. It's like another bank holiday really, and and it's more of a bank holiday than Christmas Eve. Like a lot of people will work on Christmas Eve, but it'll be a shorter day. But then Boxing Day and Christmas Day is proper bank holiday. But you know, some places are still open on Boxing Day, and that's when you get your sales as well. But that's the origin of it that we have here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You've already explained that. Yeah. You got to work on Boxing Day. Yeah, but you, like 2 minutes ago, you didn't even know what Boxing Day was. But okay. Seems a bit odd. Yeah, I guess you guys don't have it. Yeah, I'm a bit exhaustive in my knowledge, Sampler. I should calm down a little bit with my facts, maybe. You know, I already come into these live streams knowing that they're not going to be the most entertaining. You know, I'm not kind of shouting at the camera. I'm not being really energetic. I'm not, you know, I'm just firing resin at the end of the day. Let's face it. So I kind of understand that I have to sort of prop that up a little bit with some interesting dialogue and facts. And hobby knowledge and hobby skills, you know. It is a build guide at the end of the day. I'm just going through all of the stages that I go through for building one of these big models. And hope that people's attention spans last longer than 10 seconds. I don't know. Do you find that now? Do you find that people's attention spans are a lot less than they ever have been? I certainly find that. Now, these are tricky pieces for a number of reasons. Essentially, they go in here. Oh, dear. I think they go in here. But there was a way that I had these so that you could open and close them. I honestly don't know how I did it, because my air brakes, you can open and close them. We'll find out. Oh, thanks, Brandon, thanks. Second Christmas Day. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think so, Celtic. Yeah. This is. I always have to sort of, I say, modify myself and try to be a bit more calm and a bit less energetic and things in the streams, because I think there's a lot of that about already, isn't there? And I do talk a lot. And I was playing a car game the other day. I think it was Forza, and they were just talking on the radio on the car game. I just thought, can you guys just be quiet? I want to, like, you know, listen to the car, listen to the music, and also take all the atmosphere in. I mean, there's not an awful lot you can take in on this desk, but do you get where I'm coming from? Like, sometimes you just have it a little bit quieter so you can appreciate the environment a bit more. And I don't know about you guys, but you're probably hobbying, painting, building. You need that focus as well. if anything, I just hope I'm giving you some company during these live streams. Like, you're my company, guys, while I'm building this. I'd like to have more company when I'm building all the other miniatures and things. Oh, air brakes, yeah. Yeah, air brakes. I would love a video rating all the kits, especially the big ones. Yeah, will do. That's, yeah, I said I'd do that, Aaron, so I will. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, podcasts are good. Joe Rogan, yeah, they're good to listen to while you're building. And also, I think Joe, he doesn't get too over the top, does he? As well, he's got a very good style. Seems like a calm and reasonable person. Now, I would say, don't be fooled, because these air bubbles are not meant to be there. So, we'll have him there, shall we? Right, what I'll do, just move this bad boy out of the way a little bit. What a manoeuvre. Horace would be proud. So that is the front plate. Yeah, so definitely not meant to be there. Oops. Okay, that manoeuvre was shocking. I need to go back and retake my A license. Okay. This is true. Yeah. I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same. I almost feel my blood pressure increase. I listen to some people. Now, Charles Dance, I could listen to him for quite some time. David Attenborough, Morgan Freeman. Yeah, I could just have them just reading me a book or something. That's in the background. That would be cool. Oh, what about Kanye West now? Okay, so a bit of green stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's a good point. Yeah, you gotta wonder, like, have those people have they always been like that, or has fame and money and notoriety, you know, changed them, changed their mindset, changed their way of thinking? I mean, it's got to have some effect, surely. I'm not using it as an excuse, by all means. I'm just... I mean, Eminem seems quite a chill guy. You know, he'd seem pretty cool to hang out with. Henry Cavill would be quite cool to hang out with, I think. Let's just brush the watch off as well while we're building stuff. Yeah, savvy, very savvy. That's very true. Well said. Be a bit boring if everyone was the same as well, wouldn't it? These are kind of the las cannon ammunition batteries. Guessing they have their own separate ammunition power store, separate to the Thunderhawk. I'm sure the Thunderhawk's got a couple of nice power cores and things in it, but they are just separate. What I would like, to It's odd that the Virtual Games Workshop haven't done it yet either. Is you know, we had those like cross section diagrams of land raiders and predators. I'd love one for a Thunderhawk. I hope they do one for a Thunderhawk at some point. That'd be quite a cool thing to have. I could have it there while I'm sort of building it. In the last live stream, if you weren't there on the Saturday, a few days ago, I built the Scorpius tank. Lovely little tank. I managed to do it just about in the 3 hours. So it's possible. It's a nice little tank. You know, if you fancy a long-range missile platform for your Space Marines, then yeah. Also, I suppose you could proxy it as a whirlwind too. I'd let you use it. Vice versa, though, I'd let you use a whirlwind as a Scorpius. No skin off my nose. Why's my that's interesting. My shelf is coming off. Yes, sampler. Yeah, I'm the same. I listen to absolutely everything. I'm just getting used to my chair arms at the moment. Right, we can put a bit of green stuff on that. Gonna have to put a light on soon. It's getting that way, isn't it? 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. We'll be plunged into darkness here in the northern hemisphere. Just glad it's not freezing anymore. Don't have to have the heating on things. It's nice double figures we're in again. Much prefer it. I mean, I think if it's going to be cold, at least let it snow. I mean, last week and this week would have been fantastic, especially this week coming up to the weekend. If it had snowed, well, I know it snowed in other parts in the UK. I get it, but here in Norfolk, it would have been pretty nice. When was the last time we had a white Christmas, really? I mean, we had all that snow, I want to say 2 years ago. It wasn't last year. Oh no, it was last year, wasn't it? It was last year. It's really been 2 years. Wow. So it wasn't this year, but last year in February, we had all that snow for a week. I suppose that's one good thing for people that work from home. It's you know, you can not have to get in your car, I guess. I don't know, unless it's like a job where you have to physically be there. Tomorrow's the shortest day of the year. Are you saying that it's going to get brighter from tomorrow onwards, from the 21st onwards, from the 22nd, should I say? Yeah, that would be great. We always miss it in Norfolk. Well, we did have snow last year in February, didn't we, Jeb? We did have a lot of snow in the February. Imagine coming home and the Thunderhawk is flying around the house. What, like Toy Story or something? Yeah. Well, you got the Boglin piloting it. Can you fit the Boglin in there? God, can you imagine? Yeah, I mean, he does fit in there. Did my Thunderhawk just eat a Boglin? can't close it with him on, can I? There's a boglin on your wing. Yeah, Beast from the East was 2018, yeah. But I think it snowed more last year in February, I think. Yeah, I mean, it did snow a lot for that week in 2018. I remember it very well in February, but last year for that week we had a fair amount, didn't we? Oh, crikey. Yeah, I'd been in a lot of issues if it was a Toy Story kind of deal here. I mean, the hag would be all over me, wouldn't she? I mean, I wouldn't make it out alive. I'm always paying her so much attention. You thought it was some rolled up purple gloves? It's all right. Don't get offended, little boglin. If you're wondering what model I was just talking about, I'm just talking about this gorgeous lady right here, my bae. She's just absolutely stunning. I know I've spoilt you today, guys, and shown her. It's double pleasure with her. I've shown you her twice. Her milkshake brings all the trolls to the yard, I tell you. The Emperor's your favourite Chaos God. Yeah, I can see that, I guess. For a Chaos God, he certainly does kill a lot of Chaos stuff. You could say that about Khorne, though, really. The Mark II painting handle. What a tool. Oh, it's probably like my most used tool out of all of them. You know, you couple that with the clamps and, you know, we're good to go. Good to go. Oh, my arm. Oh, so plenty. You've been hardly lurking or lurking hardly. Again, good to see you. These do need a bit of a bend back. I might do that off camera, like I might just... I mean, that's definitely that's a bit of a wonk. I just hairdryer that for about a minute or so, probably a bit less. Yeah, like 30 seconds maybe. And then just sort of bend it and then it should stay. Oh God. Did you not get the warning? Did you not get the warning, Justin? I like the little fish laughing though, that's quite cool. I haven't seen that for a while. Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, he apologised, didn't he? But, you know, I think Chris Rock didn't accept his apology or I don't know. I don't know what the... I don't know. I lose track of what they're all doing. All I know is that Ricky Gervais is pretty funny at these events. So savage. Is Ricky Gervais cancelable? He's sort of like God tier Teflon coated, isn't he? Fantastic. Love him. Is she a Karen? Like, would you put her into that group of Karens? What does that make Will? Does that make him a Kevin? I don't know. Is that a male? Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't know, Sampler. I forgive people pretty easily. I mean, you know, I just, yeah. I just think life's just too short. But you know, each to their own. If he doesn't want to accept it, then he don't want to accept it. That's perfectly fine. You know. Likewise, it's Will's decision to say sorry, and if he wanted to say sorry, he could say sorry. Whether Chris accepts it or not, it's up to him, innit? But I think because they're in the positions that they're in, you know, fans or people that are interested in, I say famous people, they want reactions. They want the, you know, what's going to happen next. They want a conclusion, whether it's a positive or negative one. I don't know. Like, oh, I think I found. Oh, I don't know. What did I do with this then? Did I? I did. I completely cut that off. And that is what we're going to do. I'm going to completely cut it off. Yeah, I know. I heard about that. Oh yeah, time definitely does. Definitely. Revan, I wondered where you'd got to. Sampler's been carrying the team here with all the comments. So has Justin recently, and Brandon, and Kriegsman's very quiet, but I'm sure he's lurking hardly lurking. Ed's been about as well, and Matt and Aaron and Celtic Wonder. All you guys are in. But yeah, no, good to see you. Don't worry, Revan, about being late. I know you work sort of strange hours and things, so don't you worry. I know some people like to be part of the stream when it's live rather than afterwards. I put all of these in the live stream playlist anyway. So, are you all kind of understanding why I don't really talk in my video game live streams now? Because I kind of come straight from this for talking non-stop for 3 hours into a video game or whatever, and the last thing I want to do is talk for another 3 hours. So it just wears my voice down, and just a bit too much. Oh, nice one, Sampler, nice one. I know, but it's like some people don't. And me recording this in the sort of midday afternoon, I know that a lot of our American brothers are asleep. I think one of you guys put that it was like 5 o'clock in the morning or something there. I think someone mentioned Michigan as well. So yeah, I always have to sort of remember that you know, you could be anywhere in the world watching this. So just because it's about 3 o'clock here doesn't mean that it's 3 o'clock where you guys are. So I'm grateful that you've tuned in live. The thing is, I think that's one of the best ways to enjoy these videos is live. But you know, if I wasn't able to make the live streams, I would rewatch them while making models and things, definitely. Is the Thunderhawk ready to go? Revan, is your Thunderhawk ready to go? Come on, I'm waiting for it. Not ready to go, no. But I've been busy at work for these past hour, 2.5 hours. We're almost at 2.5 hours. We've got 30 minutes left to go. We're getting there. We're cleaning up all the parts at the moment. America is about to deal with a severe snowstorm, worst in 40 years. Oh no. Probably, Brandon, probably. He sat there with excited gas mask noises, I think. Hello, Solar Cake, how are you doing? You're not sure what that does to the internet connection? What, the snowstorms? Yeah, good point, actually. Oh, thanks, Ed. Yeah, no, yeah, I completely agree. Thank you. I like reading all of your live comments. You know, your comments. I know I talk a lot, but your comments really do make the stream. And yeah. Because we get to talk about so many different topics that I wouldn't normally talk about in actual review videos. Well, since we last talked, I did complete Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I know I live streamed that for a little bit. It took me about, I want to say like 16, 17 hours in total. Now, if you're on the fence about that game, if you haven't got a PlayStation 5, but you've got a Nintendo Switch, get it on the Switch. If you can get it cheaper than the PlayStation 5, though. But if you do have a PlayStation 5 and a Switch and you're trying to think about which platform to buy that on, which is what I was thinking. In the end, I went for the PlayStation 5 because of the 60 FPS and the better sound and the better graphics and things. But it's still not a bad choice if you were to get it on the Switch. It might be a bit choppier at the 30 FPS. But you're still going to have a decent time with it, and it's worth playing if you picked up Final Fantasy VII Retrograde remake thing 2 years ago, because it just fleshes out the backstory. Like it takes place like 7 years before 7. So, but yeah, completed that. It's definitely like one of my shortest games this year, though. So, you know, your value may, your mileage may vary on that one. I mean, there's a lot of missions. Don't get me wrong. You can go back and play. But you probably have more value with like God of War. What took me longer to complete? Callisto Protocol or Final Fantasy? I'd probably say Final Fantasy took me longer. And we've got Dead Space coming around the corner now, just next month. I'm so pumped up for that, guys. I love playing a sci-fi horror game in the dark by myself, scaring the willies out of me. Oh, no worries, Trickish, how you doing? Yeah, you do, Evan, you do. I understand. You're just relaxing now after doing some shopping. Oh, nice one. Okay, so you did go out then and shop. You did physically go outside. Nice. Well, it's warmed up a bit, I think. Hope it's not too windy where you are, though. Yeah, so we've got about half an hour or so of the stream left. Just putting that out there for everyone, so you're prepared. I'll try and be back tomorrow. I will be back with a mince pie tomorrow. Get to show Sampler a mince pie because he didn't know what they were today. And then I think someone else, Brandon, I think didn't know what Boxing Day was. So we've all learnt a little bit today. And I learnt a little bit at the start of the stream about allergies. One of the viewers was had built up an allergy to super glue, which I didn't know could exist. So that was interesting. But yet the passion for the hobby was still there. You know, he still was wanting Thunderhawks and resin miniatures and things like that. So it's all good. Did I enjoy Callisto Protocol? Did I enjoy it? I don't think I would. Yeah, this is the thing. Like I'm conflicted at the moment to talk any more about Callisto Protocol. I know there's only sort of 20 people watching and things, but this video does get watched a few hundred times afterwards, and it's yeah, like after what they did, and I'll say they, you know, putting a copyright strike on this channel. Put it this way, guys, if that copyright strike wasn't just for the 14 days, because YouTube removed it after 14 days, typically it's for 90 days, we wouldn't be sat here having a chat. I wouldn't be able to live stream any of this because they put that strike on. And I think that's a massive shame for a YouTube, well, for someone that makes videos about, you know, plastic soldiers and things, to have that massive black mark on the channel. I think it's overkill, completely overkill. That there should be something less harsh than that, such as well, I don't know in legal terms, but I don't know, maybe Sony or YouTube themselves kind of put an embargo on you using the live stream function on your own console on a game that you bought as well until like midnight of the game releasing. I don't know, just a thought maybe. Because I know that on the Xbox it's really clever. It's very clever. Microsoft have done this. Some games just won't allow you to live stream at all. You'll load them up and you'll start to broadcast, and it'll say no, you just can't do that. But Sony don't have that. And legally speaking, like, yeah, I got a copyright strike. It's horrible. So I feel very conflicted about giving my own personal opinions and things of a game that I purchased with my own money and all the rest of it. Because I know that a lot of people sort of respect my unbiased opinion, and unfortunately that has been affected by their actions. As I said when I was, straight after, I said, science fiction and horror, we're having a bit of a resurgence with it now. It's quite quiet for a while after Dead Space, the original Dead Space, in 2008, 14 years ago, and Resident Evil kind of brought it back a bit, and there's been other games that have. And there needs to be more science fiction horror games, I think. And I would have, the whole point of me live streaming was to shed some more light on that genre. But nope. So yeah, I mean, I completed it. I finished it. Put it this way, I won't be going anywhere near the season pass. I won't be going anywhere near their games again. And I'm hugely looking forward to Dead Space now. So yeah. Anyway, that's my little sort of rant over with, I guess. Did you get any battle forces this year? No, I didn't. I've covered that earlier in the stream about how I thought it was a bad decision for them to bundle in characters in the battle forces. A battle force is a battle force. It's it's not a character initiation force or whatever. And it's really odd for me because every year I've picked up a battle force over the past few years. So it's odd that I didn't get one this year. None of them really took my fancy as well. Out of all of them, I probably would have gone for the one that gave the least value, the Adeptus Mechanicus. But I just couldn't stomach a second Belisarius. Apologies, I just couldn't. So no, I didn't pick up any. Instead of that though, I did buy. I bought the Scorpius tanks and the Slaves of Darkness box set. That kind of came out of that fund. And I'm glad that I got those instead. Sort of patiently waiting for the rest of the Slaves of Darkness release, of course. Hobby equipment. Yeah, I've covered that, Aaron. It's okay. It's been a while since I did any update videos and things for hobby tools. But if you watch there are a couple of videos on the channel, but the one that I think is probably the best is the Nemesis Titan build guide, because I think pretty much spend like the first video going through all of the tools and things that I use. It's a good idea. You got to. Okay, cool. You're new here. Do I stream regularly? Yes, I do. I normally stream on a Wednesday and a Saturday evening. Wednesday for 2023, I'll try and paint something or start painting something or finish painting something. And Saturday, I normally build like the new release of that weekend. So the Saturday just gone, I streamed from about, I think 6 o'clock, 6 till 9 or something like that. I streamed the Horus Heresy Scorpius tank building. That was great fun. And then last week for 3 days in the morning, I was streaming building this Thunderhawk. And today I've been doing that as well. Tomorrow I will do that too. So yes, it's normally two days a week on top of daily videos. So there was a daily video this morning of the Techno Archaeologist. Tomorrow it will be finally the review of Coursewayne. I know a lot of people have been waiting for that. I enjoyed making the Marduk Cedras video, so yeah, if you want to have a look at all my other live streams and things, I do have a playlist, a live stream playlist, so you can go back and view them all. There's all kinds of models that I've been building through the live streams and the random topics that I talk about. It is Celtic. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. There was about 700 people watching the live stream at one point, and I guess there were a few jealous people. You know, everything you do on the internet is recorded. You know, what I'm saying now is always going to be there, unless the YouTube sort of take it down or whatever. And that's the same for Twitter. So there are a lot of really, not a lot, but there were some angry people, I guess, that stormed the Twitter for the company to push for them to get me to stop live streaming. This is what I've been told. This is all conjecture. And yeah, they did it, but they let me stream for 4 hours. Like, and the fact that they let me stream at all was just, yeah, really bizarre. But what happens is if a company, any company can do this, if a company file a copyright strike while you're live streaming, it puts a copyright strike on your channel, and which stays on there for quite a while, and for a while you can't live stream anything because you've got this copyright strike, which I don't think some people quick to react have any idea, and nor do they care. They just see something that's up there, and in their head they don't think it should be up there, and so it's then their mission to stop that from happening. A bit like a cancel culture type thing, I think. And yeah, it's let's just have a little look. Yeah, I thought it would be a pre-promotion, because I wasn't saying the game was bad. I was enjoying it, all these things. And yeah, what that did though is, because it damaged the channel so much, I then didn't live stream it at all again, and I haven't spoken about it at all since now. So I know Brandon, I know, yeah. No, not Dead Space 4, Revan. They're doing a full remaster of the first one. I don't know if like you go on YouTube and things, there's plenty of videos of this Dead Space remaster. It looks incredible. They've got this like AI director that's working in the background, so that if the gameplay is a bit too quiet, then they'll throw in a monster. So a little bit like the Left 4 Dead AI, if you remember that, like a game director thing. So every playthrough it's a little bit different. I like that. I like that the game being interactive with you being interactive. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, Games Workshop and Forge World release something every Saturday. Yeah, new model or new models. So I will either build that model, or if there isn't a new release that I pick up, I'll be building a different one, something from the catalogue. From my pile of live streaming opportunities. There we go. Yeah, 14 years since Dead Space. I know, 14 years. Face reveal, 100,000 subs. Come on, Celtic. You know you can get me there. Come on. There are YouTubers. I'm not a YouTuber. There are people on YouTube that only show gloved hands. Still, you know, there's plenty of people on YouTube that have never shown their face, which can be a bit tricky, because I want to meet you guys at the events and things, and I always say, oh yeah, come and see me. I'm the guy wearing the Warlord Titan t-shirt, and like, and typically I'm the only one there with a Warlord Titan t-shirt, and yeah. Oh well, never mind. No, I've met a few people through that way. Just because I can't not talk to the developers and the designers and the painters and things. So now and again, people recognise my voice and will just say, "Hey, are you such and such?" And I love it when that happens. It's great because it's always good to meet people in real life that have watched the videos and things. It's also cool for you to see the face behind the hands, these only hands, if you want to. I mean, it might affect the image in your head that you have of me. For many years, I thought Chris Moyles looked different than he does. There's no way I would have guessed that he looked like that. But I'm fairly sort of normal looking, I guess. I think. Two arms. Well, I've got 2 arms. I've got 2 legs and 2 ears and things. So pass as a human. Yeah, there is a conspiracy that I'm Henry Cavill, but the only thing we share is bicep measurement size. That's the only thing we share. The bicep diameter, apparently. He seems to be hairier. Like that's not a negative. But his hands seem to be hairier. He is hairier. Just full stop. Like we see him half naked in Superman, don't we? He's definitely hairier than me. Feet reveal. Resin, don't worry. I'll hit you up. I'll send you a link to a website. No worries. I'm the complete human package. It felt like I was talking for like an hour then. Quite a while. All I'm doing now is just cleaning up these thrusters. I don't want to call them jet engines. I don't know what they are. Atmospheric engines? I don't know. Interesting fact about the Thunderhawk is it can operate in space, and then it can seal its atmospheric engines to work in space, in the vacuum of space, but it can also engage in flight in atmospheres as well. Which certainly increases its reusability. I think Elon would be quite chuffed with that. I don't know, is there many things for him to be chuffed about right now? So, certainly there's a lot going on with him. You and your brothers rocked out so hard on Left 4 Dead. Yeah. Do you guys remember Left 4 Dead? Yeah. Yeah, you should see the number of feet pics I sent Kriegsman after receiving this. I mean, he's got feet pics for days. That's my going exchange rate for feet picks is Thunderhawks. So I mean, my feet are all right. They're all right looking. I mean, they're not as nice as my hands. Definitely not. But yeah, Far Cry games as well. Oh, that sounds bad. Flames of War. Thought I had really spiky hair, spiky tall hair. You never have to cut. And I've got a tail. Black hair. I am a veggie eater. Like I will eat the occasional vegetables, but I'm not veg eater. Or are we talking about level 4 here? I think we're probably talking about level 4 here. My eyes aren't red. Or gold. Or blue, actually. No, they're not blue. Image ruined for a few people. I mean, the face behind the voices, the face behind the voice. Valrak looks just like he sounds, in my head at least. Winters, SEO didn't. He looked older and smaller than what he sounds. I don't know whether someone can look bigger. I mean, than what they sound. I don't even know how that works, but Leaky didn't look like I thought he did. No, he really didn't. Trying to think of who else. Rob Bear, Spiky Bits definitely looks like he sounds. I've been told that I don't look the way I sound, so I mean, other than my hands, but anyway. Yeah, these take a bit of time, these engines. Very conscious that it's become pretty dark here where I am. I need to order that lamp. Great thing about this one is it's got that USB, so I probably will keep it. I don't think the one I'm getting has USB. I was very glad that I joined everyone to do that live stream on Saturday. There's quite a few of your comments and Ed's donation as well. You know, that really made it worthwhile. I was very chuffed because I nearly didn't do that one. Sometimes it is hit and miss. It's not, you know, as committed as like the daily videos are. And that's the thing, if it was my job, I'd do it, but because it's not, if I think that I'm not going to enjoy it, then I'm in the nice position of, well, I won't do it then. And if anybody else is thinking like similar things about any part of their work or life, or, you know, it's almost like, well, what's the point? There are a lot of things that you have to do that you don't enjoy. The secret is trying to find some enjoyment in those things, I think, if you can. Right, this should be done. It's taken me ages to do this piece, but let me just read more of your comments. Kriegsman, good news is Cavill is not going to let 40k show down. Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, that's great. Thing is, I know that there's a lot of passionate people in this hobby, myself included. You know, I'm not singling anybody out. I'm very passionate about the hobby, and with passion comes scrutiny. You know, oh, that bolt gun shouldn't sound like that, or those Space Marine legs are too thin, or, you know. So the one thing I'd say to people is just, you know, give him a chance. I think he's very passionate too, and I think he wants it to work. And everybody's seen his stance on what's happening with The Witcher, with Netflix and things. So, yeah. I'm sure whatever they're doing in the background, he's got the hobby and Warhammer 40k's sort of best interests at heart. As a fellow hobbyist, I'm sure he has. You know. I hope he works very closely with everyone at Games Workshop and Forge World too. I mean, he is going to be the executive producer, isn't he? So, because my only concern in this is it's like a power struggle, where Henry's got his own, I should say Mr. Cavill, where Soups, where Henry's got his own sort of idea about things, and then Amazon can only do things because of cost, and then Games Workshop can only do things or agree to things because of IP and law. So I hope it's not like a triangle kind of thing. I hope he's just given the reins, and, you know, and the other two groups in this support that. It's always difficult to get that though. But, you know, Amazon have been good with the boys. Amazon have been good with Clarkson stuff, and James May and all them guys. So this could be an incredible time for the hobby. We will probably probably take on board a load of new hobbyists and people in the community, which would be great. Yeah, no, I understand. Yes, totally, Celtic Wonder. It was going to happen, and you know, with all the films and the series and things that I've watched in my life, my short time here at the age of 9, I definitely would some of the things I watch and experience, I think, really, like, how have they got the budget for that, or how have they been able to produce something like this, where you know, Horus Heresy and 40k have never been given that kind of time and money and effort, and they could have told different stories. And that's what I feel like when I read some of the books as well. I think this would make such an awesome zine on live, you know, on the big screen and things. You know, and it's a shame that some of these stories in these books aren't breathed to life on the screen. But now we've got that opportunity, so that's great. I do wonder if it's going to be all brand new content though, or whether they're going to, you know, pick a book as source material, or, you know, it would be interesting to see what direction they go in. I mean, Space Marine 2 is kind of doing that with all new stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I could talk about this for the next few hours and things. I could sit in this chair for the next few hours and continue talking. But we have reached the end of the live stream. It has been 3 hours. So thank you ever so much, everyone that's joined me for this live stream. I will be back tomorrow, probably a bit earlier. Yeah, it's a bit strange doing a live stream and then it getting dark as I'm finishing. I think that kind of is the day over, but I know it's not. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and for the chats and the comments and things. I will be back tomorrow, as I say. Yeah, enjoy your evenings, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. The Emperor protects.